Beloveds, today is March 24th, and Medusa has gathered us once again by the fire of today and has asked us to come forth. This will be your next episode and installment of your Medusa workshop. Let's get started. Okay, we are up and we are here. Hello, everybody. So, one of the things that I wanted to discuss today specifically, because, well, let me back up. One of the things that I want to discuss today is specifically a lead up into a circle I will have on the 1st of April. We will do the full moon in Libra. So I hope you can join us. Um, it's going to be a sacred full moon circle, and we're going to be able to sit and together be able to witness one another. So if you'd like to join, please do. Please drop a comment in below, and we'll get you hooked up. Um, and it's also going to allow us to have the moonlight begin to reflect back what we truly haven't claimed yet. Maybe it needs to reflect what you truly have claimed. Okay. So it could be either or. Today, what I'm going to do is walk you through a little ritual that you can replay once you get all your items together. I'm, this is just so that you can have the fundamentals and the basics, and then you can go and do your thing, and hopefully you'll bring it to the circle with you. So this ritual is for those who are rooted both in your own fears and your own hunger for your personal truths. And if you feel like a mix of dread and longing like in your belly, then apparently you're in the right place. So we descend now, and we prefer to prepare ourselves for what Libra will reveal to us and for what circle will hold for us. So, with this, you want a red candle. Mine's already anointed, as we see. And I'm going to light this candle. Okay, we're going to light it together. Let this candle flame be seen for all who needs to be in this circle, this workshop. Okay. Again, using red candle is preferred for this. You can use whatever you have, but we want the red. We're looking for that blood connection, right? This my hair is all wild today for the Medusa. So, one of the things I asked you to gather is an image of Medusa. What is an image to you is what it is to you. There is no right or wrong image, okay? So this is out of one of the most beautiful decks, the Dark Goddesses, right? This is this one, the Dark Goddesses. My camera's being wonky, so just bear with me. So this is her in that deck. And in this deck, she is protection. So you can also use anything like this. Let me share this. Okay, go away. Go away. Here it comes. Awesome. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. So we're going to use this image, okay, to really bring us in. And you can use again, whatever image that you feel called to. Maybe you need to hold it right at your heart space. Maybe you need to hold it right at your womb space. Wherever you need to hold it is exactly where are being sent to work on. So let us hold Medusa's image or allow yourself to feel her presence, this beautiful guiding woman behind you with her sword and her shield. And remember that they cursed her gaze. They cursed her because her gaze showed them their own smallness in the world. They wanted her eyes to be kept closed. They wanted her throat quiet, her body punished. Athena demanded silence in the temple. Perseus took her head and used her power to serve his own story. The world wanted her wildness without her sovereignty. And if this is resonating, it's because she lives in you. She lives in your throat that softens when you give approval. She lives in the way you hide your curves, your belly, your lines, your gray hairs, just to fit somebody else's idea of what beauty is. She lives in a way that will brim, not brim, dim, dim your light, your fire. She lives where they try to dim your voice to keep the peace in relationships and families and in any spaces that you go into. And that honestly could never hold the fullness of your own flame, just like the candle's flame. Today, this Aries Sun is asking you a question. What will you begin to claim as yours alone, fully authentic to you, not to somebody else's spiritual path or journey? The Gemini Moon asks you, what truth must breathe today? And especially what truth needs to be have breath breathed into it before the Libra shines her light and demands that it be known. The Libra Full Moon is on April 1st, and that circle we will keep together. And we will reveal every false harmony, every borrowed throne, and every place where you've traded away yourself. The work we do now, today, and beginning to do today, will prepare you to stand in your own radiance, unshaken, amongst all of your sisters when that moon begins to rise. Hmm. Free voice, free voice. So let us acknowledge that I have a small altar here behind me. For you, it may be whatever altar you're using. And as you see my wooden dresser beneath and behind me, the crystals, the bones, the art, all my relics, the painting that looks back like a living portal, just constantly in your womb, in that womb space. So this is my temple, and I want you to be able to create yours. And let me go ahead and stop that. All right. So in this altar area, I have built it with the relics and the art and the crystals that need to be called forward to help bring out that. So for today, we can move our red candle onto that space. We'll do that. I'll have pictures for you guys. And into this altar, and as you stand there, I want you to begin to invite Medusa into that space with you. And bring more intentional wisdom with you of I am good enough to do this. Okay? You take that red candle. Today is the Aries fire moving through her serpentine body. If you have not lit your candle as you are walking through this, please light your candle now and see the flame begin to reflect in every dark corner of your shadow. I asked you to grab a bowl of water. Nice bowl. At this point, you can use moon waters, anointed waters, charged waters. Just really, make sure that it's going to align with the Aries energy. And we're going to add our water. And to that, we are going to add a generous pinch of salt. If I can get there. So a generous pinch. Okay. And I want you to hold this just like this is being held, the womb and the heart. This is the womb space, and this is the heart in the moon cycles. And these are open hands holding all of it together. And I would like for you to hold your water in the same fashion, like if it was a womb space that you will be using. A place where rage and grief are held. And we are going to make it holy. So you can take your foam board, your cardboard, or just paper, whatever you're using for this vision board. And I want you to vision this being her endless mirror. Endless mirror. Okay? Wide enough to hold all of who you are becoming. And I want to share now with you a old version of my own snakes. And I want you to see, this was one of my snakes that I had named Fear. And I want you to see how much she held. So I don't want you to hold back when you're seeing this, okay? These are every single fear-based judgment, statement, or label that had been put on me by others. And as you see, there was full of blood, right? And she had like a cobra head, and tattooed on her head was fear. Fear, right? Fight back. No punk shit. So I want you to take something of that when you're thinking of your board, okay? Because this is wide enough to hold who you're becoming. So that was who I was. And so that transformed into who I'm becoming in this art. This was me holding my own womb and heart space for the first time after acknowledging my fear, snake. And so again, you want it wide enough to hold who you're becoming, becoming. And you can place her picture in the center. You can um, put the image in your mind as an abstract, okay? However, it is coming to you. Do not allow yourself to be limited. Let it join other images and symbols that maybe you have already been looking for or were pulling out for this, different cards, different aspects. Um, and just really start to place it out. And so when you're doing this, you gather fragments of, and I know you guys have probably all done vision boards. If you haven't, this is just a for instance of stuff. Um, gather stuff like magazine items, drawings, little pieces that hold something that represent your shadow. And I want you to take a marker and I want you to write out, whether it's on a sticky, maybe it's on the back of a picture that you pulled. I want you to write out your truths that you need to work with. And so you're going to put that on, paste it down on, glue it down. So it's on the back side to the board and the picture's facing out. And you really want to carry those truths that must be written. You need to do those now before the Libra's light begins to arrive. And so when you're gathering your stuff, think about your rage, think about your curves, what you've hidden, what you've played small, what parts of you you've played small to. Maybe there's parts of you that you've completely exiled that you need to bring back in. There is no rush to do this. We are working in temple time. So if you haven't finished it by the first, that's okay, but you've started. So I really want you just to absorb all that. If you're trying to do this alongside, I'm going to give you a chance right here to pause the video entirely and gather everything that you want and then come back. Okay, and start building that. And as you start to build that, I want to say welcome back if you did pause. This is now the descent. And so before you really start to get too much more involved, I want you guys to close your eyes. Okay. my note, get my notes, get my notes. So begin to close, start with closing your eyes. Maybe have your hand on your heart space, right? Your throat space, maybe your womb, wherever your shadow is calling you to place a healing hand on. I want you to begin to bring all of your awareness to the base of your spine and allow that to become the master root to where you are sitting right now. Take a nice deep breath in. Breathe all the way in down to that root space. And feel the serpents beginning to stir down there. Ancient, coiled, alive. And as you exhale with that feeling in that you're pulling all the way up from your root, I want you to hear her hiss. And as you exhale, feel the weight of that stone that's been holding you down begin to leave your body. Begin to turn to dust, to powder. And as you exhale, I want you to feel that weight just leaving you. The weight of the judgments, the unattainable measurements that you've placed on yourself to reach, the times that you made yourself so small you could barely be seen. So we're going to do this 3 times, sisters. Inhale her hiss. Exhale their stones. Inhale her hiss. Exhale their stones. Inhale her hiss. Exhale their stone. Now just relax and breathe normally. And in the darkness that you now have behind your closed eyes, allow yourself to see her rise from the deep waters. The scales of her snakes glisten in the dim light, and her ancient eyes and unflinching character. Allow her to stand behind you, sister. Feel her presence. Breathe in her existence. And as you start to feel her presence, allow yourself to hear a voice, her voice. And as she speaks, hear her call her to you. The voice begins to tell you, daughter, where did you dim your gaze to keep their smile? Where did your sacred flesh become an apology for taking up space? Where did you let them write their story across your body? And where did you let them silence your voice? At this point, allow the wound to begin to rise up. Maybe it's a lover who needed you smaller, a partner who flinched at your anger. Maybe it's a friend who shushes your truth. Maybe it's a workplace that rewards your exhaustion but punishes you for your boundaries. Maybe it's a family that praises you only when you were easy and quiet. Let that moment that you just felt come in become clearer. I need you to see it, sister, even if it becomes uncomfortable. Now, I want you to watch as her serpents begin to circle that memory. They do not attack you, they are honoring you. They begin to encircle that wound, that memory, that pattern. They open their mouths and with slow and deliberate hunger, they begin to consume that shame. They consume the apology. They consume the way you have left yourself. And now what remains will fall to the ground so that you now have rich, dark, fertile soil. Allow yourself to feel that soil beneath your feet. Feel gold earth begin to rise up from that soil, up through the soles of your feet, filling your legs with mighty strength, filling your womb with deep and steady knowing that everything that you are is sacred. Allow it to fill your heart with a quiet, scaled armor that doesn't shut you down, but protects you and protects what is tender and your truth. Feel the earth rise into your throat, clearing that tightness away, that shakiness, that grasp, making space for your real voice to be heard. Know that this golden earth is the power returning to you. When you feel the air shifting around you, when you feel that her hands have become your hands, open your eyes and breathe that in. Now, with your eyes open, sister, now I want you to look at your altar that you have built and the blank space on your board or piece of paper. This mirror is a living spell. It is also preparation for movement. when you carry it into the Libra full moon and allow yourself, maybe even other women, to see this, and the moon herself as a witness, you begin to fully claim what is yours and authentic to you. So we build this in 4 layers or so. First is maybe fear of flesh. So maybe you should or could find something, an image that represents parts of your body. I wish I had it out, but I did one where it was all celebrity eyes, perfect eyes, and it was just eyes everywhere, female, women eyes everywhere, showing me how different they all are, but all how beautiful they are. Okay. Um, so again, maybe it's a part of your body. Maybe it's something that you have been shamed. Maybe it's something you've been judged for. Maybe it's something you've hidden. Maybe for me, it was something that people always said, "Oh, how beautiful. I love your eyes," but wouldn't engage in anything else. And it gave me a complex. Again, anything, your curves, your belly, your scars, your age, your softness, your muscles, right? Whatever has felt too much or not enough. I want you to place those around Medusa's face at the center. And as you place each piece, okay, pause here or pause after this to write it down if you need to. After you place each piece, I want you to whisper, "This body stands unpardoned. This body is not on trial. This body will be witnessed in full." Again, just let the words be simple but true to you. So your second layer is going to be your serpent roots. You're going to find images or draw. This is a great time to really get in and get some detail, not drawing, but maybe with words. Um, that this way they would look like roots or coils or serpents or vines. Place those towards the bottom, okay, like we just did in the visualization at your root, as if they are rooting down for her and for you. That's just rooting you guys in. And as you place each one of those, you can say stuff like, "My worth roots are deeper than anyone's comfort. My value is not negotiable. My roots will endure Libra's gaze." Okay. So again, if you pause that and come back, your third level layer outside is going to be images of eyes, mirrors, um, anything that really feels like clear seeing, clear sight. And you place those around the upper portion of the board as if they are radiating outward from your face and hers. And as you place them, speaking to yourself again, allowing yourself to hear this, "I see myself clearly. I reflect my truth, not their convenience. In our circle, I will be mirrored back in wholeness." That easy flow. It's not so easy, but it flows. The fourth one is going to be where we look for things that will blend earth and air. So wings, birds, feet on the ground, right? Um, Anything that feels like true balance to you. But balance where you are fully yourself and fully connected. So keep that foundation when you're looking for this. And I want you to place these wherever it feels right. Maybe it's off across the sides, bridging root and gaze, or however you feel on this one, you need to add it. And again, just place them wherever it feels right. And as you place them, I want you to whisper to yourself or out loud, I rise rooted. I land unborrowed. And I know how to be with others without leaving myself. And so throughout this process, if you begin to get like doubt starting to raise up, is this too much? Is this silly? Is this out of place? All of that. Give me 1 second. I plug this in. Plugged in. Okay. Um, is this cluttered? I want you to pull yourself inward. Once you pull yourself inward, I want you to ask yourself, while still in this work with Medusa, Medusa, will this image, will this truth stand in that Libra light? Will it still feel like mine when my sisters see it? If the answer is yes, keep it. If the answer is no, maybe set it aside. You are now beginning to practice sovereignty with that in your own eyes, in your own now presence. So, with that, one of the things I want you to think about is after all this work, when your mirror, we're going to call your vision board your mirror, feels like enough for maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe you're done. I want you to take your bowl of salt water, hold it in both hands, and bring it close to your heart. And allow this water to carry the memory of the Pisces new moon that we just did, that softened us earlier in the month for this next step. And it carried our tears, our spoken and unspoken truths. And I want you to whisper down into this water, these are my waters. They no longer drown me. They nourish what I now am becoming. Dip your fingers into the bowl. Get a little on your fingers, right? And go ahead and sprinkle them gently over your mirror, as if you were blessing the soil before the seeds emerge. Raising your hands over your board, palms down, fingers kind of soft like serpents paused before striking. Let voice move through you. Medusa within, I end false harmony. On this day, March 24th, under the Aries fire, I claim what is mine alone. Anointing yourself. Under Gemini's current, I speak what is true. On April 1st, Libra's full moon, and within a circle of my sisters will reveal my throne. What I seed on this altar today will be witnessed. What is real will endure. Now gently blow across that mirror of yours. Gently, just gently. As if you were sending your own breath into that images, your own truth. Send that into your own images, into your own words, into your own roots. Feel the energy begin to move between you and your mirror. If you feel something in you, say, yes, this is mine. No, that is not mine. So your mirror is now your living ally. Okay. I want you to place it somewhere in your space where maybe the moonlight will be able to touch it. Even if it's around the time of the Libra full moon and it's not complete, that's okay. Maybe leave it by a window or even just near your altar, facing where light usually enters. Wherever you have that light, you want that in. So from tonight until April 1st, each evening, each morning, if that is easier, it doesn't matter. I want you to stand or sit before that mirror vision board. And I want you to meet Medusa's face and your own. Speak one seed truth out loud every morning or every night until April 1st. I'm done apologizing for existing, or my body is no longer up for debate. Whatever it is that you need to say, maybe it's my voice belongs to me. Let it be honest, let it be brief, let it be your own. And when you start to have those thoughts, I want you to say those same things. This is not my voice. My voice belongs to me. So as the moon begins to move into Cancer, let yourself feel whatever needs to rise up. Feel into it. And as Mars stirs later this week, let the fire defend what you have planted. Let it be that barrier of protection. Okay. Rather than allowing something come in that you normally would allow to come in, flip it, send it back, rather than allowing it to turn against you. Okay. On April 1st, we will have another full moon. Okay. And we will gather in circle. If you are up to it, bring your mirror board with you. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be finished. It only has to be real. And we will sit together under this lunar gaze and we will witness what has been endured between today's Aries fire and the Libra and her balancing light. And later, as the moon begins to wane and turn towards Taurus's new moon, you will carry forward what our circle will have confirmed to you as true. For now, know that you have done the work to begin. Medusa breathes through you. Your mirror is seated, it's ready. Our full moon circle will not make you worthy. It will only reveal that you are totally worthy. And you just have to claim that today. So I say thank you for descending with me today. I will see you and your mirror under the Libra's moon. Thank you.